I'm coming to the conclusion that there are certain events that can only be fully experienced in person. Like, yes, you can attend that tech conference, virtually attend the sessions, try to follow through the thing, watch the recordings, but nothing beats being there in person, meeting people from different cities, people from different backgrounds or different professions, and you're like, getting to chat with the speaker after the session or whatever. Like, there's just like that in person, human face to face experience of it all is what makes it an amazing, memorable experience. Like, I'm thinking about weddings, like people who got married during COVID. Y'all lucky. Y'all so lucky. But like watching somebody's marriage be officiated over Zoom, you're just kind of like, ah, all right. But it's different. The energy is different in person. Everybody's kicking, everybody's having a good time. Again, you're like, how did y'all meet? How do you know the couple? Blah, blah, blah. It's different. I graduated on YouTube in 2020. My graduation was like 15 minutes tops. They just read off everybody's names. Okay, goodbye. But you know what a graduation is like. You know what the energy is giving. Like, you're in your cap and gown, your final memories with people, you're taking your photos, you're throwing the thing, and it's just certain things have to be experienced in person for you to get the full effect of the moment, and to really, really take it all in. And that is what's in my mind right now as I'm thinking about this virtual residency that I've been doing for a month now. And I'm just like, what did I get myself into? So, to give you all some background, I'm currently doing a virtual artist residency. I don't want to say names, but IYKYK, I guess. It's like it's weird. Like the people that get into the residency are like from an internal network. So you have to have already been associated with one of their partners, and then that partner kind of recommends you like an internal thing, and it's like, um oh, because you know them or you've worked with them or you're an alumni of their program, you can kind of like get into this residency. It's free, it's virtual, we meet once a week, we check in. It's like peer learning, cohort based peer learning. I was actually invited, I got two separate invites into this program. On one end, from a grant program that I did, what, 2 years ago now. And then on the other end, from another residency that I did, they're a partner and they're like, okay, so here's our invite. And I just went with one of them. But yeah, it's been an interesting experience. And I'm trying my best to be as positive as possible. I'm the type of person, like, I truly deeply believe that there's a lesson in everything. Like, it might come off like annoyingly optimistic, but I'm like, there's something in here that I was supposed to experience. There's something in here that I was supposed to receive. There's something in here that I was supposed to get. And so I always kind of like have that mindset and that approach to everything in my life, really, no matter how frustrating it can be. So, week one of the residency, so it's been 4 weeks. So, we meet every Friday at 1 p.m. and we have one more session this week. This session wraps it up, right? So, I don't really, to give you guys some background, how about that? I don't know how we're paired in our cohorts. Maybe, I don't know. I have no background. So, maybe after I'm fully through the program, we'll do one more video to really dig into it some more. But you are matched with, I believe it's supposed to be 8 of us, but nobody shows up to the thing. So there's my first complaint right there. Um, but we're matched, and there's different people across different states. Some people are in international groups, but we're in the U.S. So I live close to Boston. There's someone else close to Boston, someone in Vegas, someone in Wisconsin, and a few other people spread out around. And also there are people who just never showed up, you know? So they paired us, and again, I think it might have something to do even with the time that we selected. Friday, 1 p.m. It works for everybody. Everybody, here's your cohort. Meet on Friday at 1 p.m. Okay, so every meeting there's a facilitator, and the facilitator kind of like guides the conversations. Um, there's like a prompt, and we share and we reflect, and it's like boom, you know. But I don't know, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that's not allowing this to work. Okay, just to again to go through a couple of different things. Number one, it wasn't accounted for kind of like the fact that it's a virtual experience. There can be a lot of tech issues, and make room for that. Session one, everybody's just getting acquainted. Where is the thing? The people didn't do the homework in advance to find out. Like, these are where the materials are. This is where the readings are. Who is the facilitator? Who is the timekeeper? What is this? Can I do it on my phone? Can I do it on my computer? Turns out it's not a great experience on your phone. Don't try to join on your phone. So the week one was just a mess, but also normal, right? I feel like it should have just been like an introductory session, not like go straight into the reading and um do the sharing circle thing. It's like, okay, we all just got here. Who are you? I live here. This is my work. This is my thing. Let it be like an introductory session, you know? And then session two, we kind of like got in the hang of it, but some people had left the group. And again, there are folks that are not joining the group, that are not joining the sessions. But for the people who do show up, we try our best to share as much of our work as possible. And I think it has really, really good potential to be like a great sharing space, a great resource sharing space. Again, it's peer like peer is it peer mentorship, just kind of like we're leaning on one another about our work, our process. This is what I'm dealing with. What about you? What do you think about that? And somebody can share their perspective on that with you in a way that you hadn't thought of, so that helps, like that helps a lot. But yeah, it's like the folks that are not able to make it. So then if you committed to the program early, then remove your name. So once you know the program is supposed to start, you're getting the email notifications. Girl, get me out of here, please. Just have your name removed so that we know that if we're a group of three, boom, we're a group of three. There was somebody after the first session, they're like, yeah, this ain't it for me. They jump ship. That's totally fine. Maybe you don't think that we gel. That's cool. But to like leave the other names of the other folks there and just kind of like expecting them to participate when they didn't even have a profile picture, it was just kind of like, what is that about? I'm like heavily starting off with the cons, but I'm gonna get to the pros because there are great pros in there as well. Um, so yeah, that's another thing. And then yeah, let's get to the pros. Let's get to the pros. What I really, really like about it is again the peer mentorship because um, this work can be very isolating. You spend your time in your studio, in your office, in your bedroom, just kind of like just thinking and strategizing. Like last week, I was out and about. I'm doing shoots and I'm attending art events back to back. This week is a heavy strategy week. I'm in my brain. I'm in my head. I'm thinking, does this make sense? Does this work? I'm getting ready to post about this is your archive. Is the website ready? Are the socials ready? Are the postcards ready? What do I need to have printed? What do I need to share? Who I need to share it with? I'm bringing it up in conversations. It's a very isolating it's a very isolating process, and so it's helpful if once a week you have an accountability partner that you're like, or you have someone that you're accountable to on a weekly basis. Like, I did this, I did this, I did that, right? We set goals for the five sessions, that month and a week. And so we're like, on a weekly basis, I'm like, well, here's what I'm working on. Here's what I'm working through. This is really tough for me. What do you guys think? And so it's nice to have this space that I'm like, oh, I have to have something to bring into this space. Y'all, I did something this week. You know what I mean? So I like that aspect of it. I also love the resource sharing aspect of it. And again, getting your ideas in front of other people because I'm, you know, I'm big vision. I'm building out a community archive. I'm starting for the first time. I have some projects in the pipeline and I don't have a clear concept of like, how is this really going to work? The idea is there, y'all. It really has the potential to be something big. But again, I'm like writing copy constantly so I can apply for grants. I'm getting ready to post on social media. I'm getting postcards ready. I'm designing things. I haven't even started thinking about the installation process. So it's helpful when I come to the space. I'm like, guys, this is my idea. How can I make it work? And they're like, ooh, did you think about this? And I'm like, oh my gosh, let me write it down. Did you think about that? Oh yes, let me write it down. So they're able to share resources with me. They're able to give me feedback on my work, on my website, on my postcards. Was it last Friday? I was literally designing right before I joined the call, and I'm like, yeah, I'm literally working on this right now. I dropped it in the chat, and they were like, oh, this is great. Tweak this, tweak that, da 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 da. But you're ready to go. After the call, I literally sent them to Staples to be printed, you know? And so like I appreciated that, getting that feedback in real time. And then again, because I was able to get that feedback from them, I was like, this is really, really dope. Like, thank you. I was in the middle of designing this, and boom, this call comes up. Let's talk about it, you know? And so, like, that gives you the opportunity to share what you're working with, share the bottlenecks in your process, and, like, okay, y'all, I could really use some help here. What do you think? Everybody chime in, you know? And also another thing is hearing the perspectives of artists in different locations. So, two of us live in near Boston. One lives, is that Midwest, child? Is Wisconsin Midwest? Child. I don't know nothing about Wisconsin. The only thing I know about Wisconsin is that 70 show. That 70 show. And then someone lives in Vegas. And so it's interesting to hear kind of like how they're showing up in their local communities, what opportunities they're able to look out for, what are opportunities for artists look like in the cities and states, in the surrounding areas, the metropolitan areas where they live. They're like, oh, actually, yeah, my state has resources for artists in terms of this, the 250th anniversary of the US that's coming up, and they give us some opportunities around that. The person who's in Wisconsin, she's like, one of the tough things that she's, you know, grappling with is that she lives in the middle of nowhere. It's very rural, and so she's just trying to figure out like what is the next best thing to do. Can she go to Chicago? Can she go like what? How can she try to go to maybe different states to see creative opportunities, like where there are opportunities for artists? But she's like, I'm in a very rural place, and I'm trying to do a solo show, but the foot traffic wasn't there because it's a very small town. It's like real stuff that people are dealing with. And I guess that's point number, whatever the point is, because I'm just riffing at this point. But again, just not feeling alone in the things that you're navigating, because a lot of times, again, you spend all your time in your head and in your brain, and you're like, this has to be me. And to hear like, no, girl, I'm going through the same thing too. You know what I mean? It's like, no, I'm also looking for opportunities. I'm also trying to get my work out there. I'm trying to get a portfolio together for a solo show. I'm also trying to find community online. Again, especially for the folks that are in remote places. She's like, I don't have a community in person. And so when I find these opportunities to to join a virtual residency or to be part of like one of the other things, I'm happy to take it, because girl, ain't nothing going on around here for me. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like for me, I'm close to Boston. And so, and even shout out Osses for Artists, they're everywhere. And so they'll come to Worcester. I'll go to Boston. They're doing programming everywhere. And so even if I'm not like again at every single art event, I am a member of a gallery and I'm very active within arts nonprofit. And so between these two, I always have something to look forward to. I always have an event to look forward to. Even tonight there's an event and I'm like, I couldn't make it. I can't be everywhere all at once. But like things like that, it's like there's an opportunity to network. There's an opportunity to share what you're doing. Even if I'm not going to the event tonight, they have my stuff and they're gonna like blow it up for me. They're gonna help me spread the word. You know what I mean? And I was talking about like, again, everybody's able to bring their expertise in a different way. And for me, one thing that I thought was like so obvious, I was like, oh, try to become a member of a local gallery that has like a membership model so that you can constantly have your work on view and like get the word out there. And they're like, yeah, that's not a thing here where I am, or I have to go to the next big city, I have to go to the next state over. And I'm like, wow, that's so interesting. And that gave me a great appreciation for Massachusetts. I ain't gonna hold you, girl, because Massachusetts is where the resources are at. You know what I mean? Like I was so surprised to hear, and I know this about New England. I I have a sense of this about New England and Massachusetts, but like there are so many opportunities here. There are so many resources here. And even on like a federal level, like there's just like there is like funding for artists. There's like some sort of a something that's been put aside to work with creatives, to work with artists. There are resources, there are nonprofits that are doing amazing work in the different communities. But yeah, like I'm thinking about New England artist alliances. There's always an event, there's always a conference, there's always a workshop chat, there's always somebody who's giving out grants. Like shout out New England, shout out Massachusetts, because clearly, like, there's something here, and I would have had the perspective of like, I have to go, girl. Maybe if I moved to Wisconsin, I would have more opportunity. Somebody's out there is like, girl, ain't nothing here. Maybe if I found myself in Vegas, girl, you in Vegas? How could you not? You're in Vegas. I don't remember what she said about being in Vegas, but she was just like, I think it was like obviously like more touristy opportunities and commissions, but she's struggling. She's struggling a bit, So again, being able to be in this space where we can bring our full selves, um it feels like we've got, it's so funny because like when you get into your groove, that's when the program ends. Like we're just falling into a rhythm. We know who's working on what, we know where everybody's mindset is in terms of what, like Lynn is working on a public art project and she needs as much hands-on support right now as possible. This person in Wisconsin, she just closed her first solo show and she's just looking for other opportunities to share her work, and that's how can we share as many resources with her as possible. This other artist is becoming an empty nester and so she's like now wanting to pour some more into her artistry. How can we show up for her and support her through this season that she's navigating? There's this other artist, she is really gunning for museum partnerships and collaborations. She's getting her website together. She's trying to get newsletters together. How can we share any resources that can help her? She's trying to work on her visibility and her digital engagement. How can we support her? You see, like everybody got their own thing going on, and so it's like, I, I got something for you. I have a resource for you. I have a link for you. I have a website. There's somebody you need to connect with. Someone, so you need to connect with such and such organization. Or this thing came up in that conversation. I think it's just so helpful. It's so helpful, and I'm such an accountability person. Like I'm very self-motivated. I get things done. Like I'm self-motivated. I know that about myself, but it's something so beautiful about being able to check in with somebody on your goals and being able to be like, all right, the thing that we said we were going to work on, this is what I did this week about it. Or I don't feel like I'm doing enough, or I feel like I feel like I'm behind, or I feel like I missed an opportunity, or I've been sitting with this, but why am I struggling with it? What am I not seeing? Because you're so close to your work. You're like this close to your work. You're just like here, like this, but you don't step out to be like, oh shoot, okay, cool, 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 cool. And so, yeah, this is an experience that would have been so much more beneficial in person. I can definitely do a part two about this because I just vented this entire video, but to share my experiences on like my virtual versus in-person artist residencies, how the experiences are very very different. That's going to be a separate video, virtual versus in person, because I believe that an experience like this is meant to be in person. You can take it just, you can make it work virtually. It's not that you can, but it's just that, like, another thing that we realized is that life gets in the way. People are working, people got the kids, people got the this, people got the that. Versus when you're at a residency, you focus all your energy here, and so you're able to get more done. You're able to have these conversations quicker, more often, right? If you're spending 2 weeks at a residency, you want to grab lunch today, you want to grab lunch tomorrow. We have lunch together, we have dinner together. You're constantly checking in, and you're constantly working towards the goal that you have. Versus trying to make this work around my schedule. I was in the middle of designing graphics, and I was like, oh shoot, it's time for the call. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about that versus in-person residencies. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about that in the next video. After the full experience, I'm gonna do a full debrief of like, okay, this is what I really really think. So yeah, again, to say I'm very grateful for this experience. I'm very grateful that I was able to be part of it. I'm grateful for the past month that I have spent leaning on my cohort for their support as I'm figuring this community project out. Like, what I love is that with what I'm building, it's not just my brain that's at work. I'm the visionary, but so many people have poured into me in ways that that I'm just only grateful for. If you've shared a link, if you have reviewed my postcards, if you shared a website, if you shared somebody's name, if you connected me with somebody, like any way that at all, I really appreciate it. And so yeah, that's my little vent for today. But yeah, this program has great potential, but I don't know that I would do it again. But next time, if it's in person, count me in. I'm gonna be there.